Governor, I'd like to welcome you to the program this morning.
Thank you, Josu, and thank you, listeners right throughout Papua New Guinea on the FM100 Talkback Show. It's good to be here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your presence with us this morning. You made mention as well earlier on that how long ago were you here?
Back, I think, in the late 90s or early 20s. It's a bit long time ago.
Wow.
When Gary Alpi was in charge. Yes.
On the Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show. There you go. Now, Governor, how have you been?
Very well, Josu. Yep, I was home for the transition. We had PEC and Provincial Assembly last week.
Yes.
So when you asked me to come on, I said I will make it on Monday because I'll have to travel up by road. So
yes.
So yeah, so finally made it. So here I am.
We'll get into the discussion on what happened last week with the PEC, the talk around that. But for the start, some of the things we'll be discussing today on the program around the law and order, especially in Gulf Province, to start things off. How has it been like? I'd be quite frank, there has been relatively quite out there in the province. If we, had to look at everywhere around the country, there is Gulf Province, for some reason, is relatively quiet in terms of law and order. But of course, there are issues happening every now and then. How is it like so far?
Yeah, thank you, Josu. We are relatively quiet in terms of incidents reporting at police stations, and then the general situation in the province. We try our best to maintain it, and peace is at a cost sometimes. When things are quiet, it's not because it is quiet. It's quiet because everyone makes an effort to keep it quiet. So at this juncture, I want to thank all the policemen, the reserves, as well as the regular police people who make it an effort, irrespective of being under-resourced. They try their best together with the government officers.
Yes.
And the structure of leadership we have in the province, where village traditional leaders, as well as the village courts and the police system we have, do a relatively good job in keeping things under control in each organizations, in communities right throughout the province. So So I want to thank them for the efforts that they've put in through the years. Obviously, the society in Gulf, as elsewhere throughout the country, is undergoing rapid change. There's a group of people who leave school.
Yes.
And the majority of them are youths, and of course peer pressures when there is no avenue for some kind of work, and they spend long times in school and miss the opportunity. Then there are peer pressures to take part in marijuana or steam drinking. This is kept to a minimal in the village by elders, ensuring that their sons and daughters do get training in life, in life skills that they miss when they go to school. So that in a way helps. And the longer you keep people working to make gardens, to go and catch fish, cut timber, and do the work that you can normally do to have a good village life, then you have less chance of troubles flaring up. Needless to say, every now and then we do encounter tribes or clans or families having a tiff here and there.
Yes.
But so far we've been able to keep it relatively peaceful.
So basically, Governor, you would attribute it to the efforts of the law enforcement officers on the ground and the structure as well. Is it pretty much the system structure that you have in place in, addressing law and order?
Yep. We have clans, and after clans you got tribes.
Yes.
And there's leadership in families as well. So if there's any problem, you go to the head of the family.
Oh, yeah.
And you take it up there on a village level in the through the clans.
Yes.
And if it's resolved, then it's resolved. So normally resolution in villages are through custom and through village courts.
Yes.
So when a village court gives an order and orders peace to be made, then peace is had.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so we resolve most conflicts that way. And so we don't try to come up to the level of policing, of course, unless there's a matter or a case where it's criminal, then it gets to the police station.
And Governor, I'd like to ask you as well. You stated not much to do with the policing itself, but for the province as a whole going forward, in line again with the link to the national policy around security, are they a work in progress on, enhancing policing in Gulf?
Yeah, well, we have not been looked at. We've been under resourced in a way, and maybe it's the way the government looks at policy. But remember that most of the drug routes and gun routes up into the highlands come through the rivers in the Gulf, and they are well known.
Right.
And so while our people take part in that, and then there's wide trade as well. So there's a mixture of all this going up various rivers and up into the highlands, various parts of the highlands.
Yes.
We conduct operations, police operations, maybe once or twice a year to try and catch these people.
Yes.
And we've been successful so far. So to the extent that we have these problems that are going on, we need to have policing at a higher rate than we do.
Yes, yes.
But internally for the province, these things don't affect us. They are between the tribes up in the highlands themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But as we put in more roads that connect the province up either up to the highlands or here into NCD, we have budgeted this year to build police stations. And we've got the designs and the costings all done, and it's budgeted for this year. We'll be building on the Hiratana Highway,
yes.
A checkpoint on the border of Gulf and Central, and we'll be putting 2 to 3 20 to 30 men barracks along that highway.
Yes.
And we'll also be doing the same on the Kikori Erawe Highway to Sembrigi. So we are spending a bit of money on policing the main routes that people will be taking, not to do gun running or anything of that, but to actually go back and forth.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, between my province and and the regions of Papua and the regions of the highlands.
Indeed. This also brings me to something as well that there are some concerns about, and so much talk as well with the extension of the Connect PNG program and the highway that will run through. Are there those concerns? I understand that you would have taken it on board, and what would be your take on that?
Connect PNG is a good program.
Yes.
It's the management and the way that it is run or implemented,
yes,
that causes a cause for concern. where if contracts are let, you've got to ensure that there is money given to the contractor to finish his contracts.
Yes.
And in some instances, it's a stop-start kind of attitude that is impeding the progress of work.
Yeah.
And Gulf, we have not seen that happen, but I think if you run along the Hiritan Highway, you can see instances of this where some sections are worked on and then I sit for ages and 3-6 months there's no work, and then all of a sudden you go along and you find that there's a digger working. So this kind of thing that needs to be looked at carefully. So it's a management situation, a management of actual projects.
Yes.
That the government must synchronize and align. And I think the program itself, there's no problems. I fully support the Connect PNG program. In Gulf, the road is now down to Bema. Bema is in Gulf province from the Leh side.
Oh, yeah.
And on the Gulf side, it's gone past from Murua all the way up to the wildebeest area and up to Kotidanga. So it's moving along fairly well. I think you have about 15-20 kilometers of very tough terrain.
Wow.
Whereas if you were to come around the other way, you probably 50 kilometers of sloping, but then you have 2 rivers to cross. So those are challenges. But I believe in Gulf, the Connect PNG program, we don't have any problems with it. We welcome it.
Of course, and I understand as well, considering the rural and the geographical location of many of the places around Gulf, so this will be of great benefit to the people in accessing those services. The concern that I was alluding to was the concern that was raised by your counterpart governor in this case for the neighboring central province, especially around the security aspect. But you've made mention that there are plans to have stops in between.
You know, like in throughout the country, border areas are you can tell a difference. For example, if you go to Central and you go near the border, you have one tribe and another tribe, but there's a mixture. Some Central people or some Gulf people,
yes,
have common bloodlines that run across the border. So the border is there. It's an administrative border, but in terms of relationships, there's no real border. It's understood and respected. But the problems come when people who are from other provinces, other areas,
yes,
venture in and cause problems. So the problems are not with the border people living next door to each other, because they are communities,
yes,
and they share with each other. And if another community has need, then the other one shares. So they take care of each other. But it's others who come from outside that cause problems, that are running across and carrying their problems from another province across that border into another province.
Yes, yes.
And that's where the problems are. So that's why I feel that police posts, especially checkpoints, are important at border crossings. It's not to harm or not to say that Central people are bad or Gulf people are bad and we need to stop them at the border. No. It's to check to ensure there is general peacefulness and that no illicit drugs or guns or anything that is illegal is being taken across.
Right.
Yep.
So your emphasis would be on the police post, and that will be across the Gulf section of this national highway as well.
Yes. If Central wants to put it, that's okay too. But we're just looking after our side.
On the Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show, we're right on 11 o'clock. Again, my special guest with me this morning, the Governor of Gulf Province, Honorable Sir Chris Haiveta, joining us on the program, and we're basically talking about Gulf Province, the affairs and the issues of Gulf Province on this note. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment section. We're live streaming this on our Facebook page as well, and I'll go through your questions. If you would like to send it through WhatsApp, you can do so as well. The number again is 77146340. That's the WhatsApp number. You can also send in your questions on email live at fm100.com.pg. That's live at fm100.com.pg. The lines are open as well, 323377, 323399. On the Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show, we'll take the time call here and continue on the other side with more on our program.
Like and follow us. You can also inbox your views directly to our Facebook page.
Welcome back to the Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show. Final hour on this Monday morning. And again, my special guest in the studio with me, the Governor of Gulf Province, Sir Chris Haiveta. And discussion again all around the issues in Gulf. And we've talked about the law and order issue in Gulf Province and some other things that are involved in the law and order sector as well. This time around, we're going to turn our attention to the economic growth and provincial development in Gulf. I understand there are some questions coming through. I'll go through them later on during the show. But Governor, for Gulf Province, when we talk about economic growth and provincial development, I believe there's a lot of anticipation in the air at the moment around the gas resource industry itself. A lot of projects coming through, and we understand that the progress is going on well as well. But from your office and from your administration as well, how are things looking at the moment?
Okay, well, let me take us all back a step further to the basics of which provincial government finances are raised. So in the structure we have, the powers of the provincial governments since they were introduced has been kept, and the national government has a lot of resources and the powers to actually make provincial governments work. So in order to have provinces work, you need the national government to come good. You need the national government to come good with the main function grants that keep the level of services going every year.
Yes.
So that needs to be given on time so that you can have the national government run provincial health services going, the education services going,
yes,
the agriculture and extension services going, commerce, and so forth. So where you have a function grants coming late, then the province has a problem.
You're pretty much handicapped.
Yeah, you're pretty much handicapped in providing the basic services. And so where you have such a situation, then the provinces really cannot move. For example, this year, we're supposed to, in our budget, get about 80 million from the national government, 85 million.
Yes.
So far in the first quarter, but we have received only 3 million. So what do you do with 3 million? We do the best we can, and if we have internal revenues, then we provide that revenues for what is critically important.
Yes.
So in many ways, the performance of provincial governments, including them meeting the economic development aspirations, come at a cost if the national government is not giving the revenues it's supposed to give on time and at the right amounts. So to do with Gulf, yes, we do have a lot of potential ahead. Papua Gas or Papua LNG will most likely start construction next year.
Okay.
FID, final investment decision will be probably around December.
Okay.
And we have a development forum before that, anytime towards the end of the year. And we are prepared for that. And we will also have a Papua PASCA development forum as well.
Oh, yes, yes.
And then we have Wildebeest, which we are negotiating at the moment for the first well to go down probably towards the beginning of next year. So there's a lot of economic activity or activities by developers that are going to come in to try and develop the oil and gas resources of a province.
Yes.
That's okay, but where the provincial government can take part is in agreements that it's reached previously with national government. If a national government gives the revenues that it's supposed to give under the agreements that exist in Kutubu, in PNG LNG, and for projects that are necessary, especially infrastructure, then we can encourage the local people to take part. And if we can get the roads fixed between here and Kerma sealed on a permanent basis, then you will get the equipment, the rigs, and the logistics that are necessary to lay pipeline, some of it down to Kerma. Then the project cost would be much less, and it can start the construction earlier. So there are pros and cons in getting infrastructure built quickly and at a cost where you are able to move the things that are necessary for these projects to occur quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the note as well, Governor, I'd like to ask you for these upcoming projects, especially in the extractive industry sector, for the spin-off benefits itself for the province. If you could just state or give a brief on what benefits will the people be getting from those projects immediately.
Yeah, from Papua, we'd expect that three or four, and the 30%, the 3 or 4 activities that are reserved for Gulf people. I expect them to go to the Gulf companies and their JV partners. They include security, labor recruitment,
yes,
food, and transport and logistics. So those the Gulf and the Papua New Guineans can take part. And then of course there's national content where they source the developer sources things from the province or from PNG. So in that way we as an economy benefit. And you have to look at PNG LNG and the way it was done. It was not organized properly, but it benefited the GDP of the country, took off. So I would expect a similar thing to happen throughout the life of the project starting next year.
Yes.
For PASCA, the national policy applies, and would be, as the only beneficiary, the provincial government and the LLGs will be seeing ways in which we can partake of that project. It's an offshore project, and relatively small, and we'll be engaging with the company, the developer, and MRDC to see ways in which we can partake in a much more meaningful way. Because it's offshore, there's no roads. There'll be only a modular plant that will be built and brought by ship. So we'll see there are different ways of looking at it. But the construction phase is very important in oil and gas projects. And we have learned our lesson from PNG LNG. We don't want to see a repeat of that. And we want to see the people in Gulf, especially the landowners, take a major part in driving that project forward through the construction phase and later on during the operation of the project.
Thank you for that. The Governor, the other thing as well, when it comes to the projects that are being planned, and some of them, of course, will be starting very soon as well. The other thing as well that's being also known, and I believe the member for Kikori, Minister for Provincial Local Level Government Affairs, Honorable Soro Ewe, was being keen on as well. It's the Ihu Special Economic Zone. What is the progress of this particular project?
The provincial government supports that zone. Zone is between, it's right on the path of the Papua LNG project. So we will be talking with the developer to see if we can put some processing facilities there. We are looking at prospective industries to put in and talking to people, and we're commercial in confidence discussions going. So I can't say too much on it, except to say that yes, the EU Special Economic Zone is right in the middle of the pipeline, and we intend to take advantage of that situation to do some downstream processing.
This is great to hear that. On the Haiveta Plaza development, something as well that I wanted to touch on. What is this all about?
Well, this was this is concerning a land at Waigani, close to where is that? To West New Britain building, and
there's a vacant land.
Yeah, there's a vacant land we bought back in early 2002, 2003.
Okay.
And we want to put up a special. We want to put up a hotel and some office complex, especially since we have the judiciary nearby.
Yes.
Some law offices and things like that. But it's a commercial complex.
Yeah.
And it'll pay for itself. It'll run on its own, and it's as a commercial venture, it's got to make its mark and make a profit. Yeah. So it'll be run independently from the province.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's another plan. Was it purchased at the time of you being the governor?
No, it was purchased earlier. Yeah,
before that.
Mr. I think it was during Mr. Kimawa's time when he was governor. He made a purchase.
On the Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show, a special guest again this morning, the governor for the Gulf Province, Honorable Sir Chris Haiveta. Discussion again all around Gulf Province as well, which so much talk and hype as well on some of the projects, national projects that is, will be happening in the province, and some underlying issues as well. The governor is here to put things into perspective on those issues and concerns. Again, if you have any questions you'd like to ask this morning, you can send a message on WhatsApp. It's 77146340. You can also email me live at fm100.com.pg, or you can send in, post your comments as well on this live stream we are doing on our Facebook page, FM100 Papua New Guinea. That's the name of our Facebook page. You can drop in your comments there as well. In regard to our discussion, we'll take a break here. It's 20 past 11 on the final hour of the Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show. Again, our special guest this morning, the provincial member or governor for Gulf Province, Sir Chris Haiveta, with us in the studio this morning.
Facebook page.
Welcome back to the Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show, the final hour of the program again this morning, and a special guest who joins us on the program this morning in the studio, the provincial member for Gulf Province, Honorable Sir Chris Haiveta. Again, it's 24 past 11, and we're going through some of the issues and the concerns, the affairs of Gulf Province in this conversation. Again, if you have any questions you'd like to ask, I'm taking note of some of the comments and questions that came through this morning on Facebook and on the WhatsApp as well at 77146340. These are the contacts you can send in your comments or your suggestions, questions as well in regard to our discussion. Governor, we've gone through the provincial economic growth that is anticipated and the provincial development in itself. One of the things as well when it comes with projects, there is of course infrastructures that needs to be in place in order for the projects to build on. For the infrastructures itself, what is it that the province is lacking in at the moment?
Yeah. Well, first things first, you want an economy to grow, you need to have power. Power lines right throughout the growth centers you have anywhere in the country. So power is important, and at the moment, Gulf Province does not have any power lines running through it at all, connecting other parts of the country. So we have a localized power system in Kerma, which is run by a genset. And at the moment, we have problems with it. I bought those two gensets back in '97.
Okay.
That's a long time ago. And the fuel has been a problem. We've got fuel tanks, but the tanks cannot cross Vanapa River because the bridge was damaged by Dekanai during one run. It was making back from completing the road in Kerma between airport and Kerma. So after sealing the road, it ran its machines back and ran into the bridge. So the bridge cannot take containers which are 20 tons and over. So if you get the weight of the truck pulling plus the containers, then Kerma power is affected. It's on and off at times, and you have to get drums done. So you have power supplies that you need, and you need cheap power. At the moment, right throughout the country, the cost of power are very high, and therefore the cost of making business is very high. So in order to bring businesses down to Gulf, we need to reduce. We need to have power in the first place and to reduce costs so that people can make business in Kerma and the cost of things are cheaper.
Yes.
So the power is a problem, and we are moving to sort that out with the gas projects that we're having, and in the next 5 to 10 years we'll have the cheapest source of power anywhere in the country. So we'll be inviting industries to go up and set there, especially in Kerma Urban, which is now a bigger area since I reorganized and redistributed LOGs that are now undergoing the elections. Kerma Urban is in fact a very big urban electorate. So we have power that needs to be cheaper and to be available throughout the province.
Yes.
At the moment, it's not, and so you cannot grow the economy of a province unless we achieve cheap and reliable power in all those growth centers that we want, especially Ihu, Kikori, and Malalawa, as well as up on the top in Kaintiba, and as well as Kerma. So we need power. We need roads, and roads are nearing completion, but you need roads that are sealed and are available 24 hours.
Yes.
So we hope that in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll have a road that I believe will one day link Papua and New Guinea. At the moment, PNG is just Papua and New Guinea. It's not Papua New Guinea. Kikori Road is an example of linking the highway, the Highlands Highway, down to Papua.
Yes.
But if you link it up with Moresby, like if you link Lae and Moresby, then PNG becomes a united country. At the moment, we don't have a united country. And we have to be open about it. The Highlanders have been coming down to Lae, and of course, they have not caused any problems. And we've got to accept the fact that everybody have to move around. In the 60s and after the war, when Gulf people moved to most of the urban centers throughout the country, they were accepted, and we've got Papua compounds everywhere.
Right.
Right from Moresby to Lae to Rabaul to Wewak, into Hagen, into Southern Highlands. So we moved during those times.
Yes, yes.
And now the others are moving to our part of the country. And in Gulf, we don't discriminate between Highlanders and Bougainvilleans and Central people. We let people live as they are, as long as they respect our customs and the laws of our country.
Yes.
People must be free to move because we're a united Papua New Guinea. So for us in Gulf, we need the infrastructure. We need the roads to connect up. We need the highways, sealed roads. We need the ports. We don't have a port in Gulf that's international. And we are looking at Paya out in the west as an alternative to Lae.
Yes.
And we need Kerma because we have Willoughby's going. We need an international port in Kerma as well. So we've got plans, we've got designs, we've got money available that we've sourced.
Yes.
But it's got to go through the national priorities and into the programs.
Yes.
And with the freeing up that the national government is now making of provinces going to source the funds that they want in order to bring development to their parts of the country, we will be free to do the things that we really want. At the moment, it's all national government controlled.
Indeed, Governor, I'd like to ask as well with regard to infrastructures that we're going on about here. One of the critical infrastructure as well, I believe, for Gulf province, especially on the hinterlands of the province itself, talking about the airstrips.
The airstrips, when I was previously regional member, I had an airport coordinator we built about 8 or 9 airstrips, rural airstrips. But the situation at the moment is only 2 airstrips in the whole province. There's about 26 airstrips. They're all closed. So this year, I've appointed a airport coordinator, and we're working with the National Airports Corporation. We're working with the Rural Airports Airstrips Agency to see if they can come in and assist us. But I have a airports coordinator now, and I believe that we will be getting many of the airstrips functioning again. And it didn't take much. But after I left, for about 10 years, the system was rotted out, corrupt people went in and took over and made a lot of money, but the money never reached the people who were looking after the airstrip, so they basically gave up. The airstrips grew bush, and now you have many of them are not functioning.
From 26, a total of about 26. That's a pity on that part, but I'm pretty sure that you have a plan in place now, like you just mentioned, and hopefully the Rural Airstrip Agency gets to make those airstrips come alive again going forward. Governor, something as well on infrastructure itself. When you talk about infrastructure, one of the resource that I see is very significant in the province as well. We talk about fisheries. For the fisheries, maximizing the potential of fisheries in the province itself, the infrastructure to that, the provincial government looking at that as well.
Yeah, for infrastructure on fisheries in the province, you need to have cold chain logistics, and that is non-existent in the province. We have people fishing on their own and having fish that they take to local markets, or they either smoke them and cook them before they bring it to the markets. But to actually get it to up here to Port Moresby, to the bigger markets, we don't have the infrastructure to do that. But we have been supplying nets, freezers, and other things on an ad hoc basis to groups that ask. But the Fisheries Division have not gone out on a concerted effort to put a program in place. We have trials that are running at the moment with JICA, and hopefully they can give us a systems approach, which we can fund next year to begin that on a much more regular basis. But at the moment, JICA is helping us with trial runs that they've been undertaken for about a year now. So we'll wait to get a report from them before we go out. There was a prawn trawling industry, one of the oldest fishery industries in the country, that used to operate from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and it's still operating in the province, but it's controlled by outsiders who live in Moresby, and it's not controlled from the province. So my attitude has been to build a port, especially in Kerema, and then ask the minister to give licenses to the provincial government, and let us worry about who wants to come and take resources from our province.
Yes.
So the fishery is about 50-60 million kina a year industry, and the bycatch is left back in the water to as a wastage, and we'd like to take all the fish out and make the things that you can make as fertilizers, fish oil, and just other stuff that we need to do. So the potential is there, but we'd have to wait until a port is in place and construct the logistics infrastructure as part of a port.
Yes.
And then lobby the minister to ensure that the license conditions do indicate that the trawlers have to be based in the province rather than in Port Moresby.
Of course. That's on fisheries. On agriculture itself, some of the cash crops over in Gulf province that could be really be a how I'd say a bonus for the province as well when it comes to local economy or provincial economy. That is Are we looking at some of those cash crops infrastructure supporting them lacking at this point in time?
Yes, Josu, we've been quietly working with our Division of Agriculture, and so far we have planted. Our surveys show we have about 2.5 million trees, coffee trees, up in our hinterlands, and they're all producing, but the roads are the problem, and the transport's a problem. So it's the airstrips as well as the road. If we get the road down to Moresby or through to Ley, then we can do well. We've also got 300,000 coffee trees, cocoa trees this year. We want to get going, and we'll be producing. There'll be about 300,000 trees that are producing, and we've got ferment trees and other things for the processing organized for that.
Yeah.
And rubber, we've got a couple of rubber planting areas that we are also encouraging, and coconuts as well, and then garden food that we are encouraging. So we do these things quietly and get them across to the markets, and they're international markets as well as local markets.
Indeed. On the Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show, and our special guest again this morning, the provincial member. Would you prefer being called provincial member or governor?
No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, Josu.
That's right. Our special guest this morning, the Honourable Governor for Gov Province, Honourable Sir Chris Haiveta. Again, Governor, if you don't mind, I'll take this call.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning, Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Your name, please. Good morning. This is the Nasfund FM100 Talkback.
Good, Jos. My name is Cecilia Morea. I'm ringing from Port Moresby.
Cecilia, good morning to you. You can go ahead. I have the Honourable Governor.
Yes, I am very privileged because when the Talkback program started and when our good Governor and Provincial member came on board, I've been listening, and I'd like to commend him for a job well done, my brother, who is Miri Lariva and Sade Lariva.
Lariva. Thank you, Cecilia.
Thank you, Kim, Governor. I was the councillor of Port Village in 1997 and vice president of Hiri LLC.
Yes.
And Governor was our regional member for Gao Province, and I knew him as a good leader through the Porabada church opening, the 1.5 million church that Governor came and slept in my house. And I never forget that until I am listening to him on the radio, FM100 Talkback, what he's doing. I'm very, very pleased with my good brother Governor.
Thank you, Cecilia.
I want to urge you that I am a child. I am a foreign, but I am a sibling of a Gulf mother. And Governor, you won't believe that Porabada village with a population of 25,000 people, almost half of the Porabada population has the mixed blood of Gao province. It is through the traditional Hiri voyage and through some modern intermarriage that Porabada is proud to be associated with the Governor, through Governor Haiveta, through the PNG LNG project, the Papua LNG project that is coming on board, the Pasca project, and Pinyang, and there's many more. So I would like to ask the Governor, my good brother Governor, to turn the Kerema town into a Gulf Kerema city. And I am happy roads are coming up. In the radio I hear the electricity is coming up. I want the edible power hydro line up right to Kerma. And I want a big jetty as a mixed Gulf tile to see that Gulf province has a long jetty and the ships are docking. And all the people in Provincial are now looking forward to taking a new modern ferry voyage, this time using the vehicles to come into Gulf province to get a new modern era ferry voyage and come and see the modern city of Gulf province under the great leadership of Honorable Sir Chris Haiveta. My brother, I don't have enough units left, but I will clock off and I will hear your reply on the radio. Thank you. Well done, my brother. Before I go, Kim, if you can note down my number, my Vodafone number, please, Kim, and give to my brother, Governor. It's 8349.
Mr. Mori, are you on WhatsApp?
No, I don't have a WhatsApp. I am stationary. I lost a leg in 2020. I am now stationed at Provincial. I'm bedridden, and I'm listening to my good governor.
Okay, you can hold the line. We'll get off here, and then I'll get your number off air.
Yes, okay. Thank you, brother. Thank you, my brother governor. Keep up the good work, and I'm in full support of the Haiveta Plaza coming up shortly, my brother. Well done, and God bless you and your family and everybody in Gulf province.
Thank you, Cecilia. Your words of support and encouragement are very much appreciated. In the province, we do have a long way to go. I will be frank and honest with you. We face many challenges, but we're getting there. People can say what they can, criticize us, but we are there, and we will take your suggestions and your contributions on board, and we'll do the best that we can. And we follow the plans that we have, and we aim to make sure that we, at the end of the day, for me, after this term, that there is a better Gulf province that I leave behind.
And again, there you go. This year, Governor's response to that. I'll take on some of the questions from our listeners and our viewers here, Governor. Quickly before time is really caught up with us as well. Stephen Souls is saying, tell us about the status of the Gulf Provincial Hospital. It's been run down and needs urgent attention. This also contributes to overcrowding at the Pom Gen. Governor, your response to that? Status of the Gulf Provincial Hospital.
Well, firstly, it must be understood, when the province had the health functions, the hospital was run down, but it's not as run down as it is today.
Yes.
We managed, and the structure was very simple. We had a divisional head who used to report to the provincial administrator. So for us, it was a very, very simple process in which to give directions and to fix it up.
Yes.
But now we have a system where in 2019 the national government took it over, even though it says that it hasn't, but it has. The board, we recommend to the board, the Provincial Executive Council does, but the NEC makes a decision on the board, and the board then appoints the CEO. So that process, when it was first undertaken,
yes,
the CEO then decided to run it independently from us, the province, and from a national government, and in that instance, abused a lot of the systems that were there. And so that abuse led to the deterioration of health services, not only Kerma, but other health services right throughout the whole province. And so we've faced with that, and we talked to various ministers to put the system right, but they never did. And only now that Mr. Kapavore has come in, he has done that. Yes. And the board new board was appointed by the previous minister, Mr. Lino Tom. Yes. And that board has now appointed an acting CEO. And he's a surgeon, so he's working down there. And last week I was able to see the kind of work that he's done. His first couple of weeks have seen a lot of changes. And I believe that the hospital now and the health services in the province are on the way up. Yeah. And that's so even though we are last or second last in a country in terms of ranking, the end of the year will see us move up a few ranks.
I'd say, Governor, your approach is through the established structured system.
Yes.
That is your approach on some of the issues that ongoing.
Well, on most issues, I take advice and I follow the system.
Yes, no shortcuts.
I don't take shortcuts, and shortcuts in the long term are not, in my way of thinking, my experience, are not the best way to go. Yeah.
On the Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show, there you go, Stephen. Frankie from Saivaviri. Frank is asking just one question to the good governor. I know a month ago the Gulf Provincial Government, or GPG, signed an MOA with Telecom PNG to enhance telecommunication services in the province. So far, how has been their progress in linking up Gulf Province to the rest of the country, I believe in the telecommunication space?
Yeah, well, we signed up for general services that Telecom will work together with my administration, and yes. So far they've not had a first meeting yet. So I will give a report at the end of this year as to how far they have gone, or they're going to go. But we believe in reviewing the assets that Telecom has in the province to see if we can open it up to more. To other service providers, and also trying to see if we can make it cheaper and cheaper communications throughout the whole province. So we want to wire up the whole province to ensure that people who are selling coffee, selling cocoa, fish, and other things have market information that's available. And even though we've got programs that say they have, we want to ensure that this service is free and available right throughout the whole province. And of course, FM100 is only in Kerma town. Right. And we want to ensure the service is provided right throughout the Gulf province. And at the moment, it's not rich in Kikori or Kaitiba or Malalawa. So we want to make sure that telecommunication services coverage reaches most parts of the province, and that it is cheap and available service to everyone.
Thank you very much, Governor. On that note as well, we would love to partner along with your administration as well in ensuring the coverage reaches out to the vast majority of the province in Gulf, giving that invaluable information on all the discussions that we do on the Nasfund FM100 Talkback as well. Governor, one more question here on WhatsApp. Yes. Someone's here saying, good morning to you and the good governor. Please, can the good governor explain to the people of Gulf about the Coconut Corporate Society searches that were brought by your forefathers in the year 1940s and 50s?
All right.
The Coconut Corporate Society.
Yeah, corporate societies. They're basically corporate societies that were formed by the LOGs, and by corp officers, people like Brian Hull, Sir Brian Hull, Sir Julius Chan worked with the worked for them.
Yes.
And the cooperatives as a structure worked well, but when we became self-government, when we had self-government and independence, we brought in business groups.
Yes.
Business groups basically replaced them. And business groups then, I think it was Sir Peter Luz who became the first minister. And with the beginning of business groups, the cooperatives faded.
Yes.
But there were corporate entities that had made investments, that had other businesses going. So their ownership and the shares that our forefathers had in them were all kept at the registrar of cooperatives. So the registrar of cooperatives these days, I think it's with the commerce department. Yeah. So people have been asking about the investments. What happened to the investments? Are they able to get it? And of course, this is a question that goes back to the curator.
Okay.
To the national curator and of disease estates, and they have to establish that they're entitled to these estates, and so we have tried. And we're waiting for the department to give us some answers on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the moment, it's the response from the national curator. From the commerce department that will tell us exactly where it is.
Yes.
And at the moment, I cannot give an answer because they haven't answered my questions that I raised during last time on the floor.
Yes.
And they haven't given a written response to me.
Governor, quickly squeezing this call. Hello, good morning, Nasfund FM100 Talkback. There we go. One more here from Isaiah Lay. Isaiah is saying, with due respect as a concerned citizen of Papua New Guinea, what is the good governor's view on the Upper Highlands region occupying land in and around the Gulf regions? I do not mean to spread divide between coastal and highlands region, but is not considered as a regional invasion from the Upper Highlands due to the fact that the one-way traffic that is being observed today, considering that they bring with them their tribal conflicts and other social issues. Current example in the nation's capital, as you see. A question is, does Connect Road PNG serves the best interest of the Gulf province, or are we going to see more of the Upper Highlanders sliding towards the coastal areas? Isaiah in Lay. I believe we've answered that. We've talked about that a little earlier on, Isaiah. So there you go. If you've missed out on this discussion, you can check out our Facebook. We've live streamed this as well. So as the governor plainly stated earlier, when it comes to Gulf people, there is no.
Well, for Gulf, the land belongs to Gulf people.
Yes.
Full stop.
Thank you. And Isaiah appreciating that as well, the response. The other one saying, Ambin Lay saying, good day. Good to hear, Governor, on air. I believe our main concern is to see real development, transformation of Karama Town, a real translation of benefits for impact areas, and not to miss this opportunity. God bless.
Thank you. Your points are noted.
There you go. Governor, with that being said, unfortunately, time has caught up with us, and this is where I will wrap up the program. There are so many questions as well that are pending, but probably we can take them on some other time as well in the program. Yeah.
Okay, not a problem, Josu. Thank you very much for the opportunity you've accorded me today. And on behalf of myself and the people of Gulf, thank you very much. And we will come on again when you set up a time and hopefully continue on and answer the questions that we have not answered or left unanswered.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Governor. On that note as well, I had to ask you as well, your message as a provincial leader to your people in this time of the local government elections.
Yeah, local government elections are on, and the people have to choose a leader from the community, one who is there all the time, not half the time in Moresby or in Kerma or out of his ward, and half the time there. So for all of you in the province, it takes courage to speak for your communities, and speaking is one thing, but being there yourself, sharing with them is another thing.
Yes.
And a lot of people talk and say nice things, but when it comes for you to action it, talkers are different. Those who actually work with people are different.
Yes, yes.
So I want Gulf people and people throughout this country generally, to see who are the talkers and who are the workers, and put someone who can talk and who can walk the talk as well.
Thank you so much, Governor, for that. And again, this is the sentiments that he had to share for the upcoming or the LG elections that is running at this point in time for the people of Gulf Province. With that being said, this again wraps up our discussion for this morning and the program itself for today as well. On the Nasfund FM100 Talkback Show,
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on PNG Pulse.